Hey there, my name is Adeola. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. So, today we're talking about effective communication and how to have it. I always like to use myself as an example, to be honest, because I can only give what I have, right? I don't like teaching things that I don't practice or I don't use or I don't do because then it's not real to me. So I'm not sure that I used to have effective communication before. I used to just speak from my heart and just say it without actually asking myself, what message am I trying to pass across? Because I realized or I learned that it's my job to pass the message across, and it's also my job to make sure that it hits the point that I want it to hit, not assume that the other person should understand what I'm saying without actually saying it. I didn't know this before because as a woman, and I'm sure you know we've all heard of how men and women communicate differently and how we're different. So we just speak. I used to speak emotionally. Oh, you do this. You always do this. But the truth is, did he always do it? No. So what? And I then realized that when you say those kind of things, you immediately have the person's back up against the wall, and they're not listening to you anymore. Does that happen to you? It happens to me. Once I feel judged, I'm not listening anymore. I'm just thinking of how to defend myself. So do you find yourself in that situation where once they say you did, immediately you are already thinking, what did I do and how can I cover myself up or how can I wriggle out of this? I'm not sure that's effective communication because for me, you have lost me. So I'm not listening to you again after that. Maybe another time we can have the conversation, but at that time, communication has not taken place. And so your message, I didn't hear it. I'm just thinking, how am I going to answer him? How am I going to turn it back on him or her? So I think effective communication should be before you have the communication or before you have the conversation, you state your intention before. That's what I learned. So I'm about to say XYZ to you, and this is what I want to talk about. So the person immediately sits down and says, okay, I'm listening. Now I know it's not, I know I used to do this. I will tell you something later, or I want to talk to you. And then the person is panicking. And then only for you to not say something so frivolous or something that they least expected. And then communication is lost. So maybe beforehand you say, oh, I'd like to talk to you about, and then you mention it so they're prepared. They say, okay, you may not want to talk about it then, but you just say, later today I would like to have this conversation with you about XYZ. I think timing is also really important because sometimes what you want to say is very important, but you choose the wrong time because the other person is not listening at that time. Maybe they're angry, maybe there's something that they're thinking about at the time, so they're not listening to you. So I think for effective communication, stating your intention is important. Then getting the right time is also important so that the person is there and present with you. I think also being present is the third one. So you are there, but you're not on your phone. You are listening, especially to our children these days. Our children are speaking to us, but we're on our phone. Or we're at a party where we're meant to be hanging out with people and having a good time, and we're constantly on a gadget or the other, looking for likes and all those things. That's conversation for another day. So I think being present also helps with effective communication. So you ask also, please, can I take 10 minutes of your time? And can I have your time? Right? So you prepare the person ahead. They're not assuming, so they now know what you want to talk about. They're in the right frame of mind to listen to you, and they're also able to give you their 100% presence, right? And then I think effective communication can also happen. And then when you're speaking not to judge the other person or blame the other person, especially if it's a personal thing and you want to share how you feel, for example, about something, even professional. If you want to share your thoughts or your ideas, those are things that you must also consider, because what if the person you want to talk to is not ready to listen to you at that time? You would have missed out on the communication. They didn't hear you, but you believed you said something, but they didn't hear it. So choose, like I said, the right time. Set your intention first, make your intention known, choose the right time, choose the have them present, let them know that you need their 100% presence, and then state your case. And also, don't judge or don't blame other people. When you're speaking to them, say, from what I make things mean is, because nothing means anything except the meaning you give to it. So if it's an uncomfortable conversation, never start your conversation with "you did," because you have lost that person. You certainly have lost me. Always start your conversation with nice words. I'll teach you this another time. What I like about you is, what I respect about you, what I admire about you is, it's called carefrontation. And I'll teach it to you some other time. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget, effective communication is only effective when the message has been passed on and passed across for the listener to understand. And sometimes you even need to ask them, what did you get from what I said? Yeah. So that you know that they actually got your message. Don't just assume that they got it. Ask them, what did you hear me say? Okay? Have a wonderful day. My name is Adeola once again. I love you.